Into the Breach is excited to be teaming up with Nine Line Apparel, a veteran-owned apparel company that celebrates the spirit of freedom, courage, and American values. Go check out ninelineapparel.com for freedom-loving patriotic gear perfect for your family members, first responders, veterans, and active duty service members. When you're done selecting the amazing merchandise and apparel Nine Line has to offer, punch in the code ITB20, that's India Tango Bravo 20, for a 20% discount off your next purchase at ninelineapparel.com. Vet TV is a streaming service created by veterans for veterans, with over 30 different series to choose from, including our new series Battle Lab that features special operations soldiers going head-to-head with the newest tactics and threats on the modern battlefield. Into the Breach listeners have an exclusive discount of paying $1 a month for the first 2 months of subscription with the code BREACH. So head on over to Vet TV and type in BREACH at checkout to receive this incredible offer for your Vet TV subscription. Thank you for listening, and now back to the show.
All right, we are rolling.
All right.
Welcome back to the podcast. Today we have an amazing guest, close friend, U.S. Army infantry veteran of Afghanistan, and we are adding to his dad lore today.
The dad lore.
The dad lore. Newly minted father.
Yes.
Blake Griebenow.
That's why I'm tired. That's why I'm zoning out.
Tired. You're just gonna zone out at me like the whole through the whole podcast.
I have to do a really dumb PSA. I don't do a cool job. This is just kind of like for my HR thing. I'm doing this of my own volition. I represent only myself. No organizations, no governmental organizations. I'm not being compensated. Mm-hmm. That's it. This isn't. I don't do a cool job. Let's just put that out the door. It's really not that cool, but it's just for personal security stuff, and HR wants me to do that. So,
dude, that's awesome. Well, yeah, I'm glad you said it. Yeah. And I know what he did. I know what you do for a job. Yeah. So
it's not cool. It's literally not cool. I'm not some secret agent dude.
Yeah, I know. But anything you say can't. Well, I shouldn't say can't be held against you, but does not represent the organization.
Does not represent organization, private or governmental.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, bro. Well, thanks for coming on. It's a beautiful Sunday. This will actually go up tomorrow, so it'll be a quick turn and burn for you.
Awesome.
But Blake is a newly minted father, so welcome to the brotherhood of the fathers.
Loving the dad life.
It's awesome, right? It's
really
you got a baby girl, which is awesome. Like,
dude, I'm loving it.
Yeah, out the gate, girls are like my daughter. I had my first is a girl, and there definitely is like the boys are fun. I have a son now, and he's just more rambunctious or whatever. But the girls, man, they're like snuggly. The whole daddy's girl thing is like it's kicking it off with a girl is fun.
Best snuggles ever.
It's best snuggles.
Best snuggles ever.
Best snuggles ever. There's the paternal instinct for your daughter is just like it's off the charts.
Yeah.
Obviously for your son too, but your son you like kind of push him down. You're making a man out of him. You still give him a lot of snuggles, but like there's definitely he wants to wrestle way more like right out the gate, opposed to what my daughter does. But yeah, man, it's awesome. So welcome to the club.
Yep.
I understand the fight you're fighting with being up multiple times a night, so I know that how that goes. But yeah, man, we'll kick it off. And where did you grow up? And fellow Minnesota Midwest boy.
Yep.
So where did you end up growing up, and then what kind of led you into joining the military?
So I grew up in Columbia Heights originally. So I have 3 siblings. They all have a different dad than me. Up until about 4th grade, I lived in Columbia Heights. Then my family struck it big, so we got out of Columbia Heights and moved to freaking Delwood, Matamidi area, so the bougie area. Mm-hmm. What led me to joining the military? I had a really cruddy family life, and I just needed to get the heck away. Mm-hmm. To really encapsulate it, to get the gist of what I was trying to escape, my dad spent upwards of $1 million to $500,000 on OxyContin back in the day. Mm-hmm. He was breaking into the house. He had a gun, thought he was going to murder us all. It was nuts.
Yeah.
The thing I recently learned was he busted into our house, stole my mom's jewelry, flew to Louisiana to meet a voodoo priest or priestess to enchant the jewelry to get my mom to fall back in love with him.
Really?
So that's what I was trying to get the hell away from and find my own family, which I did. Like I found you guys, which was all I needed. Mm-hmm. So that was the reason of why I wanted to get the heck out of there.
Mm-hmm. I know you have you can go into it a little bit, but I know we've talked about your family's past before. It was like they actually came from like pretty wild on success, like generationally.
Do you want me to break that down?
Yeah, well, it was an interesting story. If you want to,
dude,
if you want to,
I absolutely will.
Yeah. It's kind of. I remember you told me, I was like, oh shit, but then there's
Yeah.
sadly tragedy within that story.
Yeah.
But yes.
So it's always a rise and fall.
Yeah.
So I know most about my paternal grandparents, great grandparents. Benjamin, World War I vet. He was 34 ID. I have his World War I helmet in my office. He was mustard gassed.
Yeah.
And came back, started the biggest Midwestern Ford dealership. Like, he knew the Ford family. He had a riding lawnmower in the 1950s. Dude, just absolute baller.
Yep.
So my grandfather, World War II vet, Coast Guard, he was up in Alaska when the Japanese attacked, and he saw some buddies burn alive, so he was always really messed up. So because they had so much money and they had so much access, my great-grandfather and grandfather used to do Percocet injections with each other back in like the 50s and 60s. So they were just prostitutes, drugs, alcohol, everything. They were insane. So essentially they burnt through the entire fortune. One story is they were having a Christmas party at like the Ford dealership and got hammered, absolutely hammered. And I think it was my grandfather got into a car, accidentally put it in reverse and pinched a dude between two different cars. And my great grandfather just handed him like a few $100s. I'm like, all right, cool. That's it.
Back in the day when you throw a few $100, went like, oh my God.
All right, cool.
We're cool. We're good.
Shut up.
We're good.
Walk it off.
Yeah.
So that's kind of their story. My grandmother, being an Irish Catholic, God bless her soul, kept the family together. My dad and my uncle were chased around by my grandfather because he was alcoholic, crazy with a shotgun. They used to make my great grandfather used to make my father wear suits to school as like elementary school and middle school, like the weirdest stuff. So they all kind of passed down their demons generationally.
Yeah.
And then by the time it got to me, my dad's an oxy addict.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. So
Nice. Okay. I should say nice, but
nice, dude.
That's not the word I probably should have said, but I understand. No, I mean, like I said, that's a wild, like, especially when you talk about the Ford dealerships and knowing Ford, and because you think of like, how do people make their money back then? It's like, like a dealership really took off or and they still do, by the way. I mean, people still, owners of dealerships they're making bank.
Oh,
if they own like, the Walzers or the Apple Valley Ford. We met the owners there.
Yeah.
And they're super nice. But that's a big thing.
Dude. Yeah. And I got really guilt tripped into not getting a Ford. My first car, I got like a Dodge or something.
Like that. Yeah. Was there like a remnants at all? I'm just curious. I know, is there still like some of your cousins maybe that own a deal, or
No.
it all just went away?
They pretty much sold everything. Either after my great grandfather passed, my grandfather sold a bunch of stuff and screwed over my great aunt and her side of the family because he was just drinking up a storm. Essentially, the doctor that was prescribing all of the drugs got all of it. So he has the cabin up in like Forest Lake. Oh, okay. That was theirs.
That the family paid for.
Yeah, that the family paid for and everything like that. So.
Oh man, that's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your childhood kind of growing up, was there any inkling though? I mean, like you said, you're trying to find your family, but was there like a different type of inkling? Like, did you want to like, because you're younger than I am, so you're a little bit later in the GWAT generation. Yeah. What was it at that point that was, like I had 9/11 and I had the Iraq War invasion.
Yep.
What was it for you that was like, I wanted, and not only am I trying to get away from this, but what drove you to like, hey, Army infantry, my wanting to do that?
Yeah. My parents always told me, like the Jungle Book, you'd stomp your feet to the elephant section, hood up, 2, 3, 4, just the cadence of everything like that. So I was inclined towards that. And then I saw 9/11 on the 4th grade little roller in TV. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay.
Really?
And then
they rolled it in 4th grade?
Yeah, they rolled it in 4th grade.
God, I was a freshman when it happened. Yeah.
Dude, that's so wild.
They rolled it in like, hey, little ones, what's going on?
Yeah. And I remember, I think we were flying to Florida, coming to or from Florida, and there were some dudes going over to Iraq. And I was just a young buck, and I just went over there. I was like, looking up, thank you for your service. that whole thing.
Yeah.
I was like so excited just to meet them. So I had all that, and then I think the real catalyst was Ridley Scott's Black Hawk Down. Like I saw that movie and just the camaraderie and the family, and I was like, oh, that's what I want. Like, okay, cool, infantry. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I say the movie's more of a catalyst than anything. Like there's all the inklings and ingredients right there, but that was the catalyst.
Yeah, when a lot of guys that I interview, especially of our generation, like Black Hawk Down is like it may be a catalyst or it's like an influence, like definitely an influence. Like I think that movie's probably 100% influence. I'm like anybody that joined during the GWAT, one way or another saw Black Hawk Down somewhere
DOD should
along
have
the
paid
line.
for it.
Yeah, right. Well, I remember if I remember correctly, they were filming that already, and then 9/11 happened. And it actually got released, I believe, in December of 2001. That's wild. So I think I'd have to Google my history. Google it.
Yeah.
I think the DOD might have assisted in promoting and marketing.
Cool.
You know, actually one that they did, I know almost 99% sure, was Behind Enemy Lines. So 9/11 happened. Behind Enemy Lines was like in post, and then I believe they did pump that one up because that came out in like October of 2001. Like they had like a release and they like pumped the shit out of it. And
Owen Wilson was really good.
it was amazing. Yeah. That's kind of a hidden gem. It's not a lot of like people remember that one.
Yeah.
That is a legitimately really, really good movie. It's like thriller, action. It's still a bit stylized, but it's like really good.
Yeah.
Behind Enemy Lines, go check it out. And especially all the stuff in Iran that happened. Like it was funny because a bunch of people were showing Behind Enemy Line video parts like as a memes, and I was like, dude, man, I immediately thought of that, and then right away people were picking up on it.
Oh, dude, that's wild.
I know, yeah. So, all right, so what year was it then that you're like, hey, I'm gonna sign the papers? What was like that experience of you going like to the recruiter? And, you know,
So I was a little younger for my grade, so I was like 17 towards the end of my senior year. So I went to the recruiters and I tried to get everything signed off, and my parents wouldn't do it. So I just had to wait until I was 18. So that wasn't the most fun thing, but I'd go to the recruiting events, spend time with them. So
you wear a little depth shirt or no,
whatever
shirt they gave you.
Yeah, all that.
I had
all
a
that
Marine
fun.
one, like a blue Marine one. They were like, you show up in this, like, oh my god, yeah, and then like you know, and then you realize it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So after that, basic training, Fort Benning, and then I got orders to 10th Mountain Division. So I was at Fort Drum. Fort Polk isn't real 10th Mountain. Just throwing that shade out there right now.
So what was getting into boot camp? I mean, what month did you go in? Like what year?
I left for basic training February 14th of 2011. So I left on Valentine's Day.
Nice.
So that was always a weird thing. Like, oh yeah, I left on Valentine's Day. Basic training was pretty awesome. The only thing that was hard for me was like the tidiness and orderliness of it. So like, okay, having your bed squared away, I couldn't do those square corners to like save my life. So I literally bribed somebody to do it for me, and I just sleep on top of the sheets and just not do it again.
Yeah, we would do that sometimes. Like we'd do boot bands and you would tighten them. You guys don't have boot bands though, do you?
Around
you guys tuck. You guys tuck your.
You can use the boot bands.
Yeah. Marines are big on boot band. We don't tuck in.
I love those.
In fact, if you tuck in, you'll get called out. Like you'll get yelled at. So you have to use the boot bands.
Yeah, you like to tuck?
Yeah. So, but we would like hook the boot band and then like so it was always tight.
That's it.
But yeah. So if you don't though, I can understand. I don't know if the Army does it or not, but like if you don't, like I remember being like, oh, that's how they do it, and that's how they stay super tight, even if they're whatever. But yeah, some guys would do that. We'd like have inspection, like, all right, we're just gonna sleep on top of the sheets, so we don't have to worry about it. So what was it? So that was a challenge. Is there anything else that was like a challenge for you in boot camp, or anything that sticks out to you that probably either a challenge or made you laugh?
Just all the dumb shit. Just drill instructors. Why am I saying drill instructors? I'm watching too much Marine shit. The drill sergeants. We had one that lived with us in the back room, and that dude got obliterated one time. And smoked the ever-loving dog shit out of us until some dude puked and like shit himself, and then some other drill DS had to come in and like, All right, everybody, go to bed.
Dude, that's awesome. We had I remember that one of our green hats. He didn't smoke us, but I remember he came in. It was later at night or something, and he just came rolling in. You could tell he was drunk. We were on like in the third deck. He comes rolling, and goes, "Yeah," woo. He's like dancing. He goes, "And fuck you!" And he flips everybody off, and we all kind of look at him, and then he goes rolling, and then the other drill instructor that was there, Diorio's like, "Dude," I remember him just go, "Bro," literally just you could hear him just goes, "Bro,
Hey,
get in the yeah." And he's like, "Wah!" He goes right into the hooch, and they were kind of he's laughing "Bro, fucking get in the hooch," But we were all like, okay, so they're human, know, because in boot camp they're not human to you, especially for us, it was you guys are fucking animals.
Yeah, just this mythical beast, right?
Yeah, they're highly disciplined, to the reg, blah 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 blah. And that's your introduction to the Marine Corps. But yeah, that's hilarious that they smoke the shit out of you until somebody threw up.
So yeah, there's some good movies, but then it's also really weird now to talk about basic training. It still feels taboo because I'd get smoked the shit out of when I got to my unit. Don't fucking talk about basic training. Why the fuck would we talk about basic training? We all did it. So that's where this awkwardness comes from. I talk about basic training. Yeah, it's so taboo. Is somebody gonna smoke me?
Yeah.
Call me a dirty cherry or something like that.
Yeah, sorry, you guys are cherries.
And you guys are boots.
Boots, yeah, we're boots. Yep. Yeah. And so what you guys do the AIT? So did you go from what was your AIT like in 2011 then?
So it's all OSET. So it's all, I forget the acronym, but it's all one unit station training.
Yeah, because you guys it's you do boot camp. And then it's partly infantry training, and then and then you guys kind of switch over at some point.
Yeah, the other MOSs do it differently. So yeah, it's all infantry in the beginning, and then you go to your AIT. So it's essentially just basic training the entire. They always break it down into phases, red phase, yellow, or red, white, blue, black, and gold, and that's your progression. I couldn't for the life of me tell you what we were doing at those different stages.
What was the length of it? Because you guys also, you wrap it all into one.
Yeah.
Correct? Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I can't. It's definitely under 3 months.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I graduated right when I turned 19. I think I got my blue cord June 2nd. So February. Yeah, a few months. Dude, I'm tired. I got to count out the months.
Yeah, he's I think I joined the army. Yeah.
Am I really here, dude?
Am I really here? You're just seeing shit. No, I get the sleep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So you go through. Was there anything that was fun in infantry school? You're oh my god, this is I'm shooting
240, 50 cal, Mark 19, all that stuff. The culminating exercise at the end, doing your trenches, doing your fighting positions, everything like that. They're shooting off flares, doing the simulated incoming, mortar rounds and such like that. So just that kind of stuff. Yeah. Or the IMT, the individual movement stuff. When we were doing that under nods with the parachute flares at night, that sticks out to me for some reason. Yeah. It's so cool. All right, I'm gonna IMT, get down, cover my eyes, flare shoots. All right, get up, do it all again. I don't know. That's just something out of a movie scene. So it just sticks with me.
No, I agree with you. There was stuff that it's basic to us now, but the shooting flares off, you're oh my god, that's so cool. It's so the machine goes da 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 da, ah, it's just it's just insane. Yeah. We did boot camp. Well, our boot camps are different. We have the 3 month you go back home, and then you go to your MOS school, whatever it is, an infantry school. But yeah, I remember the first time shooting the saws and shooting off flares or doing night vision. Just be this is the fucking coolest. Gosh. Or the oh my god, the IR lasers.
The packs.
The packs, yeah. Oh god, what did I have? I had the
two.
Pack 2. I think I had a Pack 2.
The big
black bastard. Yep. Yeah. The Pack 2s, and they put them on the rifles, and obviously back then it was just the rifles just stayed on the line, and you just walked up, and they swap helmets out. It wasn't even your gear. It was laid out there. But I remember it was the coolest thing in the world putting on the night vision, and then I was second or third iteration, so the dust had kicked up around the targets at night, but then it's like, then you see lasers actually cutting through. It's not just a dot, you know, because
Picturesque.
Yeah. So you can actually, it looks like a movie. So we're just like, and, you know, contact right. And it's like, and all you see is the lasers go, you know, and it was like, I remember that was like, oh my God, I am infantry. This is the coolest thing. Thinking that like every night we're going to be doing that.
Yeah.
And that never happened.
If only.
If only.
Dude.
Yeah. Right. So, so you're going through infantry school.
Yep.
How does the Army work with that then? Like, where you guys end up? Do you guys get a list? Was there, you know, especially at that time, because that was 2011.
Yep.
So the Afghan was really was getting to its height, or
Yep.
at its height for sure. I know 2010 into like 11, that was pretty intense.
Before that, I completely forgot about this. It's close to the end is when Osama got killed. While I was in basic training. I was doing a ruck march, and they're like, "Yep, killed Bin Laden." I'm like, "What?
Yeah,
this is crazy." And then close to then was when Libya kicked off. So we're like, "Oh shit, dude, we're all going to Libya."
Yep.
Of course, thinking like, "All right, we're hard charging, we're gonna go." But as far as lists, I think we all got our individual lists of what duty stations we're going to be going to. But if we found somebody to trade with, we could finagle it. So they're just kind of blank slates and like, hey, you want to go here, I want to go there, we'll just swap.
Oh, wow. So like duty station wise?
I think so.
Okay.
This is me kind of recollecting.
Yeah.
So it might be true, it might be complete horseshit.
Yeah. That's also like, did you manage to choose, or did you just get what you got?
I just got 10th Mountain, and I was like, all right, cool. Yeah.
Did you guys know what the units did and stuff like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know anything.
No.
But it's like, was there rumors going around like, oh, 10th Mountains?
Yeah, they were always like, oh, 10th Mountain, 101st, 82nd. Like, that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to one of them, so who cares?
So what was that like then, getting your orders and heading off to 10th?
Man, it was exciting. One of the dudes from basic training that I knew, he went to 3rd Brigade. I went to 1st Brigade. So it was nice to know like some people were going with me. Actually, a few of my bunkmates went to my exact battalion, so I can't just limit it just to him. So it felt nice to go with a few people that you knew, so you're just not fresh in the water and such.
Yeah.
But had a break, went to home, got a car, of course, and then drove it to Fort Drum.
Where's that at?
Upstate New York. So it's an hour north of Syracuse.
Okay.
So you're way up there.
Yeah.
Which I loved because you're so close to Canada. So I had a great time in Canada. The drinking age is 19. So
you guys
I did it completely legal.
Nice. So you had some good times in
Yes,
Canada.
lots of good times.
What was that like? I mean, and you know, I had gotten out in 2009. By this point, I was contracting, so I always try to relate to what I was doing at that time. What was your guys's? What was that like? Like kind of like that atmosphere in 2011.
So I literally got there as the unit was on post-deployment leave. So as soon as they came back, dude, it was just slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
And I was second in line, so I kind of knew the guys before everybody else started to show up. So I kind of got it a little bit easier, and I kind of got to know everybody. But it was just murder, dude.
Yeah.
They just wanted blood. They just wanted to kill you.
Where did they come back from? Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what province they were a part of. It was way up north, and they thought that they were Russians because they hadn't seen Americans yet.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay.
See that they're like, oh man, yeah. I wish I had known the valley names. I mean, you had Pish River Valley, Islam. I mean, you're Abad. Yeah,
Why do I want to say Kunduz? For some reason, I want to say
Kunduz?
Kunduz. Yeah.
Kunduz province?
I'm probably
Kunduz, yeah.
probably wrong about it, but
No,
yeah.
you're. There's a bunch. I get them all mixed up in my head, thinking they're somewhere else and they're not. They're like in a totally different location. But that's crazy. So what was there? So them coming back then, what was that one life like in the fleet with being a cherry and then
horrible. But then it was awesome because you got it fresh. You got it right from the fountain. Essentially, like they just got back, and you get to learn everything right now when it's all fresh in their minds. So they were hard on discipline. They were hard on everything, hard on training, which I loved. So it was just awesome. They just threw me right on the 240, and I just ate it up.
Well, what was the training like? 'Cause I always like hearing what the Army's got a bigger budget than the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
So what was like? How often did you guys go to the range? What was like life like during the week for you guys?
definitely a lot of bullshitting, as everybody gets. But we actually did get quite a bit of trigger time. So a lot of stuff with your M4s, which was awesome, contact drills and everything like that. And we actually got a lot of solo 240 time. So as weapon squads, we were doing individual stuff apart from the platoon, which was amazing. So we were just doing bounding guns on certain lanes, which was amazing.
Yeah.
So it was just awesome to see, look to your right and see the 240 just lit up.
Yeah.
And then, all right, cool, my turn. Drop the tripod, get in, and just lock in. So that was just, I didn't get that replication with any other unit. So it was just magical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so how was life then at 10th Mountain, and then how do you what happens after that? Or
10th Mountain, we got put on GRF, Global Response Force. So we took it from 82nd for a while. So I think we were on it for a year, where it's like, hey, anything kicks off, we're just slotting you guys to go right in. So we got that rotation. So that's always like a cool feeling of like, oh, we're on Global Response Force. Like, this is going to be awesome. Nothing changes. But you still get like that notch under your belt. You're like, okay, this is really awesome.
Yeah.
So training was amazing. I was with the Gator Company for first. I was with Alpha Company, excuse me. And then our scout platoon got disbanded. So they're like, all right, whoever's the best from each company, you're going right to the scout platoon. So
really, so like, there's a reason they got disbanded initially, or
yes. For legal reasons, I don't know about any of the reason on why they got disbanded.
Yeah.
Jabalera, Lessa, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, I get it. Okay, so they disbanded the scout platoon.
They disbanded.
And then they reformed it again.
Yep.
Okay, with new guys.
Yeah. So my weapons squad leader got selected to be the first squad leader for the scout platoon. He's like, all right, Griebs, you're coming with me.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's sick. So like, what is the role of scouts, and like, how does their training differ?
So ours was just R&S, reconnaissance surveillance, and then we obviously had the separate sniper section. We didn't have a sniper platoon. So it was just our 3 squads, and then the snipers were a little bit separate. But that's when we really got a lot of trigger time. So we got like a company's budget just for us, which was amazing. So we had 1,000-yard range, and we'd have like 30,000 rounds, like blow through.
Yeah.
So we had a few Ranger Battalion guys come with us. So they're like, all right, here's some adjusted like shooting angles and stuff like that. And then we just blink to, so I got good at like 400 meters, 500 meters with my ACOG, which I lost that pretty quick. But it was just awesome because we got to do so much with a good budget. I remember us doing like break contact lanes and everything like that. We got to do shoot houses more than like companies. So it was just, I couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah.
So it was just so much fun.
Yeah. So what was that? So was it being in the scout platoon? Do you guys then, you're a step above the rest of them? So you have like your own hooch that you guys go to, and your own formations and stuff like that?
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gotta be awesome, especially as a cherry. To be like,
dude, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of good opportunities. A few of my buddies got to go to SEER school, which was awesome. And they did it at Fort Ruckert in Alabama. So they didn't do the Bragg or the one in Washington.
Yep. Okay.
Which was awesome because it's way more technical from what they said versus getting your ass kicked in Bragg. And our sniper section leader had set it all up, Eric Ayuso. Yeah. So he knew somebody down in SEER school, and he's like, hey, can we get some slots? And started sending everybody. And then it was only 3 guys that got sent, and then me and my buddy Silva were going to go next. I screwed up. I got in trouble. Not going to say anything. Not going to say why, but it was well-deserved. I got punished for a reason. Anybody from 187 knows why. So I didn't go, and then Silva didn't get to go because our battalion commander essentially stole the slots and gave them to 2 lieutenants. It's like, why the fuck do the lieutenants need to go to SEER school?
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Yeah. That's how it works. Yeah, that's how it is. I was the same. I had actually 2 opportunities to go. One got taken just because a MEU took the slots. And in Scout Sniper Platoon, you're supposed to, same thing. You're supposed to be SEER qualified. Yeah. It's like, they never do that. Yeah. So only like few guys get to go. And so they slotted me, and then they like, about probably like a month before I was supposed to go, they're like, hey, your slot got taken. I'm like, we're going to put you in for another one. I was like, okay, cool. And then I left the platoon. And yeah, that was before my second deployment. So before my second deployment, they offered me a slot, got taken by the MU, Marine Expeditionary Unit. I was like, okay, whatever. Came back, and for some reason they slotted me for it, even though I was like getting out. I was in this weird thing, but I guess they need to fill some slots. So then they filled the slot with my name, and then I joined the deployment to go to Afghanistan, or the team, the ETTs. And so they're like, well, we can't like give it away to somebody else in the unit. Like your name's processed. If we do, we lose it to some other unit.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you want to go? And I'm like, no. Like I was like, no. I mean, like, because it was right in the middle of my training for Afghanistan. Oh. So I was like, no, man, I'm gonna go like Bridgeport, and like we're gonna shoot a bunch of guns. I'm not gonna go to SEER school now. So there's 2 opportunities to SEER school I never made it to, but we had buddies that went. It was like a very legendary slash, you know, school that guys would go to, and they would like, you just need to go. Yeah. They would kind of tell us what happened, but you know, they would be like,
the legend of Snoop Dogg was ever prevalent in our company.
Oh yeah,
or our platoon. Yeah, this guy, one of the instructors apparently was called Snoop Dogg, and had just big old mitts. And when he would open palm hit you, he'd hit your ear. Yeah, and just ring your bell. Yep. And just destroy you.
Yeah, they said that open hand slaps and shit like that. Yeah. That's what we heard. Yeah.
Can't confirm, can't deny.
Yeah, exactly. So you're at the scout platoon. So how does things evolve into your, you know, what comes next?
So I try out for pre-ranger. I didn't get in. And then a lot of my unit, a lot of my platoon went to RSLIC. So essentially the reconnaissance and surveillance version of like ranger school. Okay. You get like an identifier and everything. You're learning all this amazing reconnaissance stuff. I wish I would have gotten to go, but I got my chance for ranger, and I shit the bed on that. So, and then we started training up for deployment. So we went to NTC in California, Fort Irwin. Yes. And that was not fun, but I mean, the desert isn't fun.
No one likes it. We have 29 Palms, which I don't think is far from NTC.
Yeah, probably not far.
It's not. Yeah, I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. I know they're both in California, right? Yeah. I know ours.
Death Valley.
Yeah, ours is 29 Palms. It sucks ass. None of it's. It's terrible. It's terrible. Yeah.
So get back from NTC, and because I got in trouble, I didn't get to go on the deployment. Well deserved. I deserved to be punished. So I was on Rear D, just essentially trained up, worked out. I got to go to air assault school, which was awesome. So I really enjoyed that. I failed the first time on sling loads. Yeah. Those damn sling loads. And then I had heard that our 3rd Brigade was deploying. I was in 1st Brigade. I was with 187. So I put in a request to transfer to 3rd Brigade. And I got it. So I went from 187 to 287. Okay. And because I failed air assault school, if you make it to certain points, you get a slip saying, hey, you can come back to the next class. So I just waited for sling loads to start again, handed in my slip, went right in, and then I passed with a few dudes. So then graduated, and then we essentially rolled right into Afghanistan.
No shit.
Yeah.
So did you go into the scouts again, or what did you?
No.
Okay.
I went to Apache Company. Okay. So 1st Platoon, Blackfeet. Yeah. Shout out to my 287 boys. Yeah. Oh, also 187 boy Kyle. He saw you on Anti-Hero podcast. Oh, okay. And when he said Griebs, he's like, Griebenow. There's actually a few dudes that reached out to me. I'll shout them out later. So 287 went right to Afghanistan. Went to Logar Province.
Okay, Logar. All right. Yep. So that was, what year was that then?
That was 13. I think it was like September, October of 13.
13. Yeah. So what was that like going in? What was Logar like? I mean, I know of Logar. Yeah, I've definitely heard the name for sure. What was the atmospheres like when you got on ground?
Atmosphere was initially pretty chill. We started getting rocket attacks pretty soon after. The left-hand right seat was kind of shit from who we took it over from. Only like a few guys got to go on patrol prior to us taking over completely from that first unit, some Cav unit out of Texas. So that was weird. And then essentially we got kicked right over to a cop, Brocky Brock. Okay. And that was a SEAL Team 3 cop. So we were just security for SEAL Team 3 for till the spring offensive.
Yeah.
So we're rotating. We were there for a month, come back for a week, switch out. Yeah, we just did a whole company rotation during the winter while everything was really slow.
Yeah.
So that was fun. They had their own Navy cook and everything. So he was cooking up steak, lobster, and there was only 3 computers in the MWR, and I'd pop in and see him there, and he's like looking up new recipes. I was like, oh my God, dude, this is so awesome.
That's awesome.
So, and it was pretty segregated with SEAL Team 3. I don't know if that was on their end or on our company's end, because it's always hard, like, oh, that unit hates you. Why do they hate you? Was it us? Was it them?
Yeah.
I can't make any determinations on that. But it sucks because we didn't really get to interact with them much.
Sometimes it's your unit commander. Just like,
Yeah, I kind of assumed it was like our our unit command. So we had the cold porta shitters outside. We had to burn our own shit, everything like that.
Yeah.
So, and then the SEALs had their nice shower and shit facilities, and we'd have to wait a few months to go back, shower.
How big was their element then?
It was just a platoon.
Oh, it's just
and
okay.
From this is obviously rumor mill, but this was like the redhead stepchild of like the SEAL Team 3 dudes.
Okay.
Like it was all cherries.
Okay.
They're all weirdos and shit like that. Well, I can for 100% tell you one of them came up to our tower asking if there was any dogs around to shoot.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, go away. You just show up with like a Scar 17. Like, is there any dogs to shoot around here?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
There's dead dogs in the fence wire. They're frozen to the concertina wire.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I understand, like, you guys had your own, like, canine element, and you need to protect your dogs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And wild Afghan dogs were, like, sneaking on base. 100%. But, like, just going tower to tower. Is there any dogs to shoot around here? Dude, you're fucking weird. Go away.
Like the SEAL, like the infantry guys, like, dude, you weird. Don't be weird.
Yeah.
Go away.
Knock it off.
Knock it off. Fucking Navy SEALs, get away from me.
But that dog, the dog they did have was fucking crazy. It had a PTSD episode in the gym.
Really?
It started like going after people, and the handler grabbed it by the neck and threw it up against the wall. Like, calm down.
Really?
Calm down. It's like, holy shit. Like, but that dog seen more combat than most of my platoon ever would have.
Yeah. He's got bite kills or whatever.
Dude,
sure.
just a menace to society, killing Taliban left and right.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. So even like said, you guys getting there during the winter. What was that? Like I said, man, you know, you go from 187 to 287. What was that feeling like to be like, oh shit, I'm finally getting to get
It
after
felt so
it.
good.
Yeah.
It just felt so good. Like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. All the hard training paid off. I'm finally here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we just kind of got to lift bullshit around. We got to do some patrols that were fun, but obviously because it's the winter, it's a lot slower. I don't know who did this, but somebody freaked out saying that there was like a 200-man element coming to our cop.
Yeah.
It was a funeral. We come to find out later it's a funeral.
Yeah.
They're just walking.
Yeah.
So some asshole's like, get to your fighting positions.
Yeah.
And we had like F-16s overhead, like, okay, cool, like here we go.
Yeah.
And then they just walk by and it's like they have a little portrait of the guy that died. And it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Why would you spin us up like that?
And you're getting excited too, like this is it.
Yeah, dude, I'm the 240 gunner again. And I'm like, all right, time to eat, dude.
Yeah, you have time to go. Time to go. So what was your loadout like then when you were a 240 gunner? Like, yeah.
Dude, they had me carry everything. So when we were mounted, I had the 50 cal, 240, everything like that. But on patrol, I carried my 240, 500 or 600 rounds on me. Okay. I'd carry my M4, full combat load, 7 mags, and I had my M9.
Wow.
Dude, it sucked.
How'd you sling that? Like, how did you carry?
Dude, everything was just behind my back, and I had
Was your 240 primary?
Oh, yeah, primary.
Okay.
And then I had like the new Iron Man system that they had. So it was essentially just a feed shoot backpack.
Oh, you had that?
Yeah.
Do you have
Dude,
photos
of
that?
It was shit.
Oh, okay.
It sucked.
You didn't get any cool guy photos?
I do.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, what's the Hunter 7 Foundation?
Okay.
They have a picture of me on their website with my 240.
No shit.
Yeah.
Did you find out?
I found out and I messaged them. I was like, they're talking about back pain or something. I was like, dude, isn't it ironic that I'm in the photo carrying my 240 with back pain and I'm looking at this photo with back pain?
What did they say to you?
He's like, no way, that's you. I was like, yeah, that's me with the 240.
Yeah. Dude, that's hilarious. That's why. So yeah, what was that like? that have it like the Predator fucking backpack. That's what I always called it.
Yeah, I had such issues with it. The feed chute was horrible. So essentially, I took off the feed chute for a while. It helped a little bit, but eventually I just switched back to pouches and just running it belt only. That eventually kind of worked out. I thought that was better.
Yeah. They look kind of cool for at least for like the first.
It did look cool. It looked sick. It looked really sick.
That's what really matters.
Yeah. As long as you look cool, bro.
Exactly. Don't worry about practicality as long as it looks cool.
No.
That's hilarious. I didn't know you were rocking that backpack. I remember seeing that for the first time in like early, or I take it back. I remember seeing it for like in magazines and stuff like that. Be like, this is the Army, and I never knew they actually adopted it.
Yeah.
Like it was like one of those things like, oh, I guess it's kind of a good idea. I don't know if they'll actually adopt it. Then you guys did, so that makes me laugh. Yeah. That's awesome. So you guys were doing like, what was patrolling? What was the atmospherics like? I mean, like anything that stands out to you?
Nothing really stood out. We're just walking through muddy, icy fields, which sucked. I mean, at least I got my cardio in. We got to go to a few cool places. I think it was like the Dragon's Head was a big headquarters for the Taliban back in the day, so we patrolled around there. Yeah. Just checking out other cops, other Afghan compounds and such like that. But overall, it was pretty boring. And then the SEALs would want to patrol separate from us, which I thought was always odd. Like, why wouldn't you want to go together?
Yeah.
But okay, you do you. So overall, the patrolling in Rocky Barak was pretty nil. There wasn't much. Yeah.
Any favorite spots you guys had?
The alleyway right out front of our compound where dudes used to take a shit. That was just awesome. Fantastic. And then in our the front of our compound, we had a 2-story building. We were on the top, and we'd always lock the doors because the Afghans had the below. And they would run out and get us non. They'd always ask, like, hey, you want to smoke some hashish? Like, no, bro, go away from me. And we shared a compound with the ANSF too. Okay. So we were also with the SEALs, but the COP was segregated into Afghan side, U.S. side. But the ANSF used to kind of come onto our side too, and they were all confined to base because they executed a family.
Well, Jesus.
Yeah, they killed like a mother and few kids, and they were doing an investigation into it.
What is it? The Afghan National?
It was like their special forces.
Special forces.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, ANSF. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they changed up the acronym. So was it a commando unit or was it?
It was a commando unit. They're the ones working and training with the SEALs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so
so that's why, to throw shade at the SEALs, that's why they did all that.
It's all starting to make sense now. Yeah. All right. That's crazy. So they didn't even go out there, just kind of grounded?
Yep, they were just grounded. And then me and my interpreter would go see them, and then we'd see the local police chief, and that's when I saw my very first Chai Boy.
Yeah.
And that was, this little guy was getting hammered by this police chief. I'm like, what the?
Did he just bring him around you
guys?
guys?
You just bring him around. He's one serving us tea. And I'm like,
how old was he? I mean, just like estimated.
He was like 11.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, it was gross.
Yeah, it's real gross. Yeah. I always tell people, because they asked me about that, I was like, it was true. We never ran into it. Yeah. Like, I was like, fortunately, we never ran into it, or at least with our unit. Like, our unit didn't have it. Like, but we had heard of other units for sure.
What's the actual term? Bachi-bazi?
Something like that. I mean, we called them Chai Boy.
Yeah,
even the Afghans were like Chai Boy. Yeah. They would. Yeah, you're right. I can't remember. There was a term we had for him. Yeah. All right, and the one Chai Boy that we kind of had, but he wasn't a Chai Boy. He was like 17, 18. Like, he was of age.
Yeah.
By that point, but I don't know how long he had him.
Yeah.
But one of the commanders had him. The other guys were like older dudes that were not into that. They're not about that life.
Yeah.
But like, that whole thing is crazy. Like, and it's gross. Yeah, it's fucking. That's one of the. Well, actually, it's pretty terrible. But it's one of the things of the Afghan culture that's horrific.
Yeah.
But yeah, not good.
No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that was our time at Rocky Barak, and then eventually, here we go, 10th Mountain again. So we had 10th Mountain had 4 different brigades. So 3 were up in Fort Drum, New York, and then 4th Brigade was down in Fort Polk, Louisiana. Fort Polk, or 4th Brigade, came up to relieve us.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers, dude, they cut. You remember Sniper Net? Or
Yeah.
the Wi-Fi.
Kind of, yeah.
They cut the lines.
Yeah.
The 4th Brigade dudes cut the lines. So there was literally no Wi-Fi for us.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck are you guys
Like
doing?
when you guys were coming in?
Yeah, when we were coming in.
Why'd they cut them?
I don't know. I think they just had a grudge against like the SEALs and wanted to get back at them.
Because
And
that makes more
just kind of
sense.
like where we were just kind of like a byproduct of that.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I was on a lot of testosterone boosters, and I was like, I think we were all sitting or waiting for the chow hall, and I was like, man, some fucking assholes fucking cut the zipper net.
Yeah.
And some dude started to chirp up. My company commander had to step in because their platoon element started getting in our faces. It was just some staff sergeant and lieutenant.
Yeah.
And our company commander was like, you fucking sit down.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of our way. And I was like, sir, let me fuck him up. And he's like, nah, just leave him alone.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, I was gonna say that might be a byproduct of just them not.
We just got caught.
Yeah, got caught in the middle. That does suck though. We actually was with my company commander here. We were talking about the internet, and they had paid somebody to bring internet, and it basically failed or whatever. And then they brought in like another one, and it worked. But I remember it like. A mortar hit it, and so we had it for like a week or two. We're like, oh my god, we're on like MySpace.
Yeah,
it was great. It was like the last month we were in country, and then a mortar right there. It was like, oh, cut that out real quick. So
God didn't want you to have it.
No, he did not want us to have it. So I mean, you guys are patrolling. What's it like going into the fighting season then? Like, what do you what's that kind of like?
Yeah, so we left Brocky Brock, a different element. Started doing security for the SEALs, and then we went back to our main fob Shank. So Rocket City. Good
Shank,
times.
yeah, that's
you stopped. We've talked about Shank before.
Shank, yeah. I swear to God, I've been to Shank.
You definitely would have stopped through.
I think so. Yeah, and when I was a contractor, Shank sounds super familiar. Yes, I think I did. Yeah. But again, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that was it. That I remember I did that contract, and I was there for 3 months. That was a blur when I got back home. Like I didn't know which fobs I went to. It became. Because I went back to them multiple times.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't remember which fob it was. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how many I went to. I went to like 13 of them in that time span. Went back to others multiple times.
Yeah.
But Shank sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So our company started doing patrols. Blackhawk Company had a cop north of us with an SF team, and that's where they mostly did their stuff. Mm-hmm. They also patrolled around Shank as well. And then Charlie Company, they got the kind of shit on the stick, and they were just base defense. Would suck, dude. Suck. I think in the beginning they got some good licks in, and they got some good firefights. So I think it kind of balanced out for like across the battalion. So that's good. Mm-hmm. So we started patrolling around. I always forget the name of the city, but we essentially called it PKS. So it's just a bowl. In the beginning, we're just going to different fighting positions for the ANA and such like that. And we're getting contact from a sniper pretty much every time. He's good. He gets real close, but he never finishes the job. Yeah. So we just get a lot of harassing fire for most of our patrols. And then when we get back to base, it's incoming, just every other day.
Would you get like mortars or rockets? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mortars, rockets, just all of it.
Did you guys have anything that was like tracking those?
So we had, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the system? It's the Gatling system that shoots down.
CRAM?
Yeah, the CRAM.
You guys had CRAMs?
Yeah, we had CRAMs.
Yeah.
So I remember middle of the night, incoming. Brrr.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a lot. I mean, that's awesome. You guys had that.
Oh, dude, it was so cool.
Because I never actually I remember we had them in Iraq, but I never saw them in action.
Yeah.
Like I think I walked by one once. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And they were good. I think they only hit like a few spots on base. They mostly shot them out of the air, which is amazing.
That's actually really good.
Yeah.
Because that's a very expensive system for like the shitty 120s that come in, but they work,
They worked.
Yeah.
They worked.
It's like right now they're using $3 million Patriots on the Shaheds, and you're like, oh man, that cost ratio is pretty low. Yeah. You bet the C-Rams do a better job.
Yeah.
But now it's like a 120 millimeter mortar with a C-Ram.
Yep.
Like how much money that costs to shoot that out of the sky. But that's cool though. That's awesome. You guys had them.
Yeah, it was really amazing. So we did that. We kept on patrolling, and then eventually started going into the city more. We had the Thor systems just to cover us for IEDs. We barely encountered IEDs, but we only had like 2 close
You
encounters.
foot mobile most of the time, or what was your?
Yeah,
Okay.
we only did like maybe 3 mounted patrols, and that was convoy defense. And I was just up in the MRAP with the 50 cal, just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Just ripping Red Bulls, just ripping darts.
Yeah, yeah.
Just trying to be alive.
What was the terrain like where you were at?
Brocky Brock was a lot more mountainous. PKS, I'd say more like foothills. It wasn't anything absolutely crazy, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah. Pretty cool. I mean, it was a good looking landscape.
It was beautiful landscape.
Yeah.
God, dude, dude, it'd be so fun to go back.
Yeah.
And just see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Because you guys were a little bit further south of Kabul, correct?
Yeah. We were south of Kabul.
Well, but it wasn't Helmand though. It wasn't like obviously not all the way down, but yeah. That's why I've heard. I know Helmand is very much more, I shouldn't say deserty, but much more deserty or hotter, much hotter.
That sucks.
It's still mountainous, but it's not as mountainous, and it's much hotter. It's well, I should say flatter, but if that's the right word. But yeah. So you guys are doing that for how long then until, like I said, the fighting season picks up? What's the
It really kicked off April. That's when we started really picking up our patrols.
This is 2013?
Now it's 2014.
2014, okay.
Did a few patrols into PKS. The Thor system saved us. We walked over an IED. One of my buddies got a little bit of shrapnel in the body armor, which saved him, which was awesome.
So he walked over it, or what happened?
So we were just going in essentially a wedge file, and we had our Thor systems laid out. And as soon as the last guy stepped over the IED and the Thor coverage ended, it initiated.
Really?
Yeah. So they were just using all RC IEDs.
Okay.
So
they were like hitting it.
Yeah, they're hitting it.
And nothing happened.
Come on, what's going on?
So he was the last man in patrol?
Yeah.
How big was it?
It wasn't that big. We thought it was just like a mortar. So we all just ran to the wood line trying to get away.
Yeah.
And then later on we discovered, that was an IED.
It's an IED. Buddy's limping like, motherfucker.
No, he got it all in the body armor. So we
really?
discovered after he took off his kit that there was just shards.
Oh man, did he get any nicks anywhere?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
man.
Yep.
Purple Heart denied. VA Benny's denied.
Yep, denied.
Dude, I'd be so pissed. I mean, it's good. I'd be happy at the same point.
Yeah.
I'd be so mad though. I'd be like, that was it. That was my purple Heart. Like not once like nicked my arm or something like that. You know, all into the body armor.
Yep.
Dude, that's
all in the
wild.
body armor.
Well, good for him.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's pretty wild.
Then after that, we started going deeper, and then that's when we started getting more contact. We only had one firefight after that, and then was my big engagement.
Yeah.
So
What happened there?
so we went to the north side of the bowl, and we were essentially just overwatching. And then we started getting engaged with the sniper, our usual sniper guy. I took a few rounds in front of me, started moving back, and then that's when we heard, okay, somebody got shot in the helmet and they're passed out. We're like, okay, like he's alive. Thank fucking God. We had the scouts, our battalion scouts with us. So one of the scouts allegedly got shot in the helmet and just got knocked the fuck out. We're like, all right, cool. So I started engaging some dudes down in the valley with the 240. My buddy Huckabee with the EBR, he had the M14. So we're the only ones that can reach out and touch these dudes because they're far away, like 700-800 meters plus. So I engaged some dudes, keeps going back and forth. They're engaging us. And then I see a dude out in the open and I engage him. And then he drops. I'm like, okay, Huckabee got him. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Keep duking it out, and then Apaches come in. They blew up like a building or something like that. And then we find out that the scout wasn't shot in the head. He was shot through the neck.
Yeah.
So their platoon medic was helping them, and then our platoon medic ran over and stabilized him and saved his life. And then our guys got him onto the litter, got him into the Black Hawk, and got him to Germany. Sad to say, he got shot through the spine, and he was essentially a vegetable. But because my platoon medic stabilized him and saved him, his family got to go over to Germany and see him before they pulled the life support. That was a big thing that my medic did, which was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks that happened. But yeah.
And then that's when, after we pulled back, got into our vehicles, and then Huckabee's like, dude, great job. You smoked the fuck out of that guy. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yo, you killed that guy. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, I watched you through my scope walk the rounds up his body.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, dude, that was crazy. And we had the scouts laze the dude's body, and it was like 1,100 meters.
Man, good for you, bro.
Dude, it's just insane.
That's an 1,100 meter kill of the 240.
Just insane. Like the luck of it. And I was just in that flow state where it was just like, okay, in, boom, 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 and did it.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how the hell I did it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 240. I mean, 7.62 can do that.
Yeah,
you know,
the 7.62 could do it, but
Yeah,
that's like right at the max area
Yeah.
effective range. So I was like, oh my God, dude, that was crazy. And then when we got to base, our company commander gave me and Huckabee some tabs that were combat canoe tabs. I'm like, okay, I guess we blew the dude's brains out.
That's awesome. We got that's great to get the confirmed, and the company commander's like, here you go, boys. Yeah.
And I think we had a 3-star come out, and he was doing like a coin ceremony.
Yeah.
And they put me in for a coin. I was like, okay, cool. Like, because I killed that dude.
Yeah.
The sergeant major is like, what did you do? And I looked over to my first sergeant. He's like, he shot really good on his qual. I was like, oh, now I look like a fucking bitch in front of the sergeant major and the 3-star general.
Yeah.
Versus like, oh, he killed the dude.
Yeah.
The dude who turned out to be the main IED maker within the entire province.
You killed the main dude? Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
Yep.
How'd you figure, or how did they figure, I mean, like, did they?
The intel cats.
Okay.
Because we were, a few days prior, we were doing security for some intel organization.
Yeah.
And they were looking for an HVT. And then they were coming to find out it was him.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Had a picture of his funeral in our cough.
Yeah.
I snapped a picture of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's gone now. It's gone now.
That's awesome. So the confirmed kill, you got an HVT.
Yep.
Dude, that's awesome.
Dude, crazy. And then, like,
so did they give you the coin? What did they give you the coin for?
They gave me the coin for shooting really well on the qual.
I mean, just took out an HVT ID.
Yeah.
maker.
Does look like a bitch, dude.
Dude, that's awesome. I can't imagine them being mad about that. Like if you were
Yeah.
like, I got, enemy kill at 1,100,
I don't get it, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, I was just going to comment on something else. Okay, so we lost somebody on the 14th. That was my engagement. I had almost engaged a child in that engagement because he grabbed an AK-47. I was about to engage. Platoon leader said no.
Yeah.
14 days later, Bravo Company, Black Hawk Company, got into a near ambush. One dude died, 2 were wounded, and the kid from our engagement was there.
No shit.
Yep. This fast forward, he got into Germany saying that he was a Syrian refugee, and they tapped him on the like the hide system, the bat and hide system with the fingerprints, and that's how they got him.
No shit.
And I think he's in federal prison. My buddy Huck said that he got out and did like a stabbing in Germany, so I'm not sure. I can't link that yet, but he's in a German prison right now.
No shit.
Yep.
Wow. That's crazy that you guys mapped them, or you got them on the BAT system. And for those who are listening, the BAT system, this came. I mean, I think got introduced. I got exposed to it, I think, in 2008. I think we didn't really use it that much. I remember like we went on patrol in the sniper platoon. We did like one patrol trying to whatever. It was stupid. We shouldn't have even been doing it. In the scout sniper platoon, not saying the unit, but in general, that's not our mission. But yeah, I knew of the BAT system, and that's wild. So that was crazy.
Yeah, dude, it was nuts.
That's nuts. And that's fighting insurgency right there. Like that's a hard, because I get it. Like not engaging a 12-year-old. Oh, you know what I mean? Like he picked up at that. Like I get why the lieutenant made the call, but I'm like with you though. Be like, look, man, we're pick up the gun.
We all made the deal.
We all made the deal.
As soon as you pick up that gun,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you agreed, I agreed, and one of us is going home.
It's not even the intention of it. It's like when you cross that line, you're now a combatant.
Yeah.
And that's just the name of the game.
And that led to another death of a U.S. service member.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. But but at the same point, it's 2014. I get why these are different eras in the war, so I understand why your lieutenant was like, hey, don't engage. That does suck though. So he made it off the birds, and then they snatched him up in Germany.
Yep.
Dude, fucking A.
Yep.
Holy shit. Well, it's a good thing they snatched him up.
Dude, yeah, seriously.
Yeah, holy fuck. So you guys have those engagements, and then what's that? Was I shouldn't say day to day, but those are significant engagements. Do you guys have any more, or anything that kind of stands out to you?
No, after that, it really tapered off.
Yeah.
Because everybody thought that the war was done. Like Obama said, hey, we're pulling out. We turned over half of our FOB to the Afghans because we thought we were done. At that point, our battalion commanders, like, we're pulling out of Afghanistan. That's when we thought we were going to pull out. Like, why would I send my dudes out to get it? Or why would send them out to die for some dumb bullshit? So for that, I'm thankful for them. Like,
yeah, I get it. No, I would do the same. Like, we're not going to die here. If we're going to end this thing, I'm not going to send my guys out on patrol. You know, I totally get that. I remember those years, 2014. I mean, I was in film school, but I was there in 2012 as a contractor, and 2013. But like 2012, the re-election, Obama and Romney.
Yep.
And dude, I remember leading up to that because I was in country, and it was like the Afghans were panicking because they were like, everyone was talking about ending the war in Afghanistan. And we were like, I was a contractor. I was like, am I going to have a job? You know, that was, I was like, am I going to have a job? Like, do I need to start like,
I got these bills to pay.
Exactly. Well, it was like one of those things where I was like, I was already kind of getting sick of contract. I was like, all right, I've been chasing these contracts. I finally managed to land another one, like consistently. Like I was trying to tough it out, or not tough it out, but like go through the year and walk away. Yeah. It was like a month in, and I'm like, okay, like if you end this, I'm out. Like I'm just going to move on with my life. But 2012 was a big year, and it wasn't 2014. But like every year was always like, is the war going to end? Should we pull out? It's like it was like, and then the Afghans were freaking out, so they started actually doing the projects that they were supposed to be doing for like the last decade. Yeah, so Kabul like went under crazy construction, and they redid all the roads. So the roads in Kabul were like redone in like 2 years, because I remember being there, and they dug everything up and were trying to like. Do it before the money ran out, because they blew the money elsewhere. And so they at least had some sense to be like, oh shit, we got to actually fix some of this stuff before the money dries up.
Yeah. So it started tapering down. Our sister battalion got into engagement, and they lost a guy. And then it really stopped. And one nutso thing that happened while we were doing firearms training on the base, we weren't there. Another unit was doing firearms training. I'm assuming it was some sort of MP unit or something like that. A woman was engaging with her M9, firing. A piece of brass went down the back of her shirt. She reaches back with her M9, accidentally pulls the trigger, and kills a dude. And we had to do that funeral too. And it's like, fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, we're all about to go home. Like, we're not fucking doing anything. We're chilling out and fucking kill somebody.
Yeah. The accidents always suck. Yeah. You know, like that's the worst.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that sucks. So you guys were tapering down.
Yep, tapering down.
How long you guys were doing that for then? Like I said, like they made, like I said, your company commanders like, hey, we got the announcement, we're pulling out, or we're drawing down at least, or something like that.
So I'd say around May it really started to taper down, and then I think we were out of there in July.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was pretty quick.
Yeah,
pretty quick that you were out of there. So what was that like then? I mean, like, were you guys disappointed? Were you guys pumped? Were you guys, you know, what's that feeling like? Because it's not like, because, you know, you're like, oh, I guess this war's ending. You know, like, what's that feeling like? Like, when I left, it was like, dude, this is fucking ramping up. You know, like, we want to get back at it. You guys kind of were like, hey, I think we're leaving.
Yeah.
Like, what's as a whole?
Yeah.
Like, as a nation.
Yeah.
Like, what was that like? Like,
it felt more like ending on a sour note. Like, all right, we didn't really get to do any. If we would have done like one last hurrah patrol and like really got after it and then left, like, okay, that's a good way to end. Even though our battalion commander made the smart decision on tapering down, it still kind of sucked. Like, okay, we got this one good engagement and then just a slow decline. So it was sad. And then handing over bases to the Afghans and seeing how they treated the bases like shit sucked. So sour note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what was like when you guys getting back, like what was that like then? You know?
I had been getting ready for Airborne school after. So I was going through a divorce, and I had 3 buddies living with me in an apartment, and we were just madmen, just absolutely nuts. Showing up to PT drunk and shit like that. I'm running PT. like, all right, fucking go hide in the wood line. I need to sleep for a little bit.
Yeah. See, because now you're the cedar soldier
Yeah.
now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I got promoted. I got my 5 over there. So I got in a team, which was awesome. So I eventually switched over from the 240 to being a team leader. And that was a good experience. I really enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. So how long were you then still at 10th Mountain? So you guys get back. What's your transition? Because I know you go up to Alaska, at some point here.
So got back July, and I think we did like leave maybe September, and we did maybe like 3 weeks, something like that. Get back, just start sending stuff to CIF and turning gear in, and then just kind of chilling. And then packed up, drove down to Benning in December, and then went to Airborne school there, and then moved on to Alaska.
Nice.
Yeah.
What was life like up there?
Oh, it was good. It was inverse. I loved Fort Drum as a unit, but I hated the surrounding area, and I loved the surrounding area of Alaska, but I hated the unit.
Yeah.
I just didn't. There was just a lot of like conflict, like personality conflict with a lot of the dudes up there, so I just never really meshed. But shout out to the 3509 boys, Bruce, Johnson, and Omar. They also all saw the Anti-Hero podcast
nice.
and reached out to me.
Yeah.
Dude, so weird. And I hadn't talked to them in years.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh my God, you know this guy? Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I'm
what was
watching the podcast right now.
I'm wondering because I wondered what it was. Like, what I shouted you out, and I don't remember what.
I paid a super comment.
Oh, okay,
to like,
that's what it was.
I said like, oh, does Ethan like to tuck or untuck or something? It was just like something to fuck with you. And like the 2 co-hosts were like, what the fuck? And I didn't do the joke quite that well to get across, but you were like, I think that's grapes.
That's my buddy Griebenow.
That's my buddy Griebs.
It was my Griebs, yeah. No, dude, that was crazy seeing that super chat on Anti-Hero because like there was a bunch of people were watching it, and then there was like people that you knew, and then other people that reached out to me. That was like a big show when they kind of
cool.
Brent and Tyler split, and they do their own podcast now. But that was like the height. That was, I think it was like February of last year, or something like that, and then they split off. I think. Probably half a year after that or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, that was ironically, I didn't think that was going to be as big as a show because they were much smaller when I reached out. By the time I went on, they had gained like 100,000, and they had gained a lot of hard followers in the super chats. So like by the time I got on that show, it was like, holy shit, man. They're like, people really, there's all our boys, everyone that we know was like, even guys I served with, were like, bro, I saw you on. I was like, what the fuck?
That's
like,
wild.
You watch this too? That is pretty wild. That is crazy. Yeah. So like you're up in Alaska, like, like I said, this is 2015 then going into, so what's, life up there, train ups, or, what was kind of that journey?
So originally I was slotted to go to 1501. So that was the sister battalion up there. And I was doing my integration, and I came across a lieutenant colonel, and he saw me with my deployment patch, 10th Mountain. He's like, oh, who are you with? I was like, oh, well, sir, I was with 187, and then I deployed with 287. He said, when were you at 187? I was like, this time to this time. He's like, do you remember a Major Hardman? I was like, oh, fuck that. Hey, sir, like this was my battalion XO that I was talking to. Yeah. He's like, who are you going to? He's like, I said, oh, I'm going to Black Company 1501. He's like, interesting. Yeah. And just walked off. Yeah. I eventually get orders to 3509. Yeah. And I'm coming out of 3509, and I run into Lieutenant Colonel Hardman. And I said, oh, hey, sir. And he's like, oh, you're with 3509 now. Yeah. He's like, yep, I got my orders changed. He's like, it's interesting when you know the brigade commander. I was like, oh, you sly dog. You brought me over, which was cool. Yeah. So that was awesome to have my old battalion XO, now my battalion commander. Yeah, yeah. So I was assigned to Able Company 3509, so Able Nation.
Nice. Yeah. Did you guys do, like, what was the atmosphere like then for that? Like, were you on deployment rotation, or what was the... like I said, this is 15, so things are slowing down. Units are figuring stuff out, So.
One of the guys that I went to basic training with had gotten assigned to 3509, and they had immediately deployed, so 2011, 2012. Yeah. And they hadn't done a deployment since then. They had just gotten back from doing mountain warfare training with the Marines in Northern California.
Yeah, Bridgeport.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So they just got back from doing that. It was essentially just kind of train up, and we were just a reaction force for PACCOM. So there was no real deployment slotted, so there's nothing to really look forward to. And then obviously personal conflict with a lot of the dudes. So I was like, man, fuck this unit.
Yeah.
I had a kind of a shitty attitude coming off of deployment, for better or worse, for right and wrong. I did have it.
Yeah.
I should have done better, but so training, and we got slotted to do a JFEO in Australia, so a joint force. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna screw it up. So essentially, it's a airfield seizure.
Yeah.
So we flew from Alaska to Australia and jumped in.
No shit.
Dude, it was awesome.
That sounds awesome.
So me being a D-gen, because I was a bad dude, when we were training up in Alaska with the Australian jump masters, I was like, so what areas are we going to be in?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, we're going to be around this area. I started creating dating profiles in Australia for all these different towns. And I started talking to girls like, oh, well, I mean, if there's a shot, there's a shot. So that was D-gen Blake trying to spit his game.
Nice.
So flew out, jumped in, and secure the airfield. And within 12 hours, some saw gunner starts a wildfire. Yeah. So we literally had to cancel the first portion of a $12 million training exercise because they started a wildfire.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So we essentially kind of hooch up next to a different airfield, and we're seeing the firefighters come in, fight in the blaze.
Yeah.
And then we got on C-130s, and then we went to the local Air Force base, and then we just kind of waited around because we were only supposed to be the first portion of the exercise. The rest, I believe, was supposed to be the Australians.
Oh, okay.
So we were just essentially hanging out. So we were just trapped on their base. And again, me being a D-gen, I tried to bring a girl on base.
Yeah.
She got denied. And then, this is a funny story. So I'm going to dinner chow, and my first sergeant was like, Griebenow, get over here. I'm like, what's up, first sergeant? He's like, somebody said that there's a woman at the gate trying to get in and see you. It's like, oh, she says that she's your wife. I was like, oh no. Like, first sergeant is trying to get a little action.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He's like, hey, I know I can't help you with this, but we'll just drop it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, first sergeant. The next day, we're doing a airborne training. So we're just practicing in a soccer field. And up rolls the post sergeant major, the Australian post sergeant major.
Yeah.
It's like, is there a Sergeant Griebenow here?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no. I start sprinting. My company commander's like, what the fuck did you do, Griebenow? I was like, I have no idea, sir.
Yeah.
Go to parade rest. Hey, Sergeant Major, what can I do for you? And he's like, did you try and bring a blah, blah, blah onto base? I was like, Sergeant Major, I did. He's like, here's her contact information. If you go to the gate guard, you can sign her in.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, I escaped, dude. I survived.
Yeah.
I thought I was just going to get demolished.
Yeah.
So right after that, our brigade Sergeant Major does a huddle. He's like, one of y'all motherfuckers tried to bring an Australian on post. I ain't having that shit.
Yeah.
But I also had an axe to grind with that brigade CSM because our higher command USARAC, so the Alaska Force Com, they had set it up where we could either go to the Great Barrier Reef or go into town and have like a night to ourselves. And our brigade Sergeant Major nixed that.
Yeah.
So we were just confined to post.
Oh, that sucks.
Fuck you.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah, he didn't, because I think he was going to the Old Guard in D.C. and he didn't want any blemishes before going over.
Yeah.
So.
You know, Blake Griebenow, D-Gen was about to give him that.
Yep, I almost gave him that blemish.
I almost gave him that blemish. You would have been remembered in his psyche going to the Old Guard.
Yeah. Oh my God. So go back. A lot of train up. A lot of platoon. Like enter and clear a trench, stuff like that. So we got some good training. Got to work with engineers, blowing concertina wire for that kind of stuff. A lot of airborne operations. We got No, I missed this one, but the dudes prior to me got to do Arctic Pegasus, Operation Pegasus. So they jumped into the Arctic Circle way up north. So they got to do some cool stuff. Again, before me, they did JFEO into Thailand. The brigade went to Thailand from Alaskan winter into Thailand. And I think they got like a third of the brigade had heat casualties.
Yep, makes sense.
So it was just nuts.
Not acclimated?
No, not acclimated at all. So a lot of train up. And then we're kind of next milestone would be like the Japanese Self-Defense Force came up to train with us, and then we got to jump with them, and then we got Japanese jump wings, which was awesome.
Dude, that's awesome.
So I've got my Australian jump wings, and I got my Japanese jump wings.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
That's like really cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, and there are certain criteria for getting jump wings. You have to, I think it's like 2 out of 3. Like you have to have foreign jump masters controlling the jump. You have to have the not exactly a plane of theirs, but a model. So like if they jump C-17s and we jump C-17s and we use one of our C-17s, it still counts. And then I forget the other criteria, but we always meet those, so then we can do a jump wing exchange, which was awesome.
That's awesome.
And then we got to party with the Japanese. We took them out on the town and got them obliterated, dude.
What was that like?
Dude, it was so
Go into
fun.
detail. What's like taking out Japanese soldiers out into the Alaskan bar scene?
Okay, before we even go out into Alaska, we're in our barracks drinking 30 racks. It's like 2 E7s.
Yeah.
One like E7 and E8 roll up and start drinking with us.
The American or
Japanese.
Japanese.
So it's 2 Japanese and then a bunch of American kids.
yeah? What's the? I guess this sounds amazing. What did it sound like? I was like, "Oh, how you guys doing?" You know, was it like, or they speak good English?
They're speaking English, and then one of
Yeah.
our buddies is of Japanese heritage, so
Yeah.
he was translating for
Oh,
us
so
as
he
well.
actually spoke Japanese.
He spoke
Okay.
Japanese.
Yeah.
But in broken fucking English, one of the dudes comes up to me. He's like, "Put harbor." I was like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?" He's like, "Put harbor." I'm like, "I'm gonna fucking knock you out. What's going on?"
Yeah.
He turns his phone to me, and it's a naked woman.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Put harbor." Like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit that."
Yeah.
It's like, you motherfucker, man, you can't be saying that. So that was to kick it all off.
That's awesome.
Circling back, we went out onto the town, took them to all the bars, getting obliterated. They're like handing us their business cards. Like, if you ever come to Japan, hit us up and we'll take care of you. Like,
That's
it's super awesome. They're really
super cool.
amazing dudes.
That's awesome.
And they're all older cats. So it wasn't like there was any weird competition of like young bucks. So we're taking out all the senior dudes, getting really drunk, and they're like, they want to go to the strip club. Like, okay, we're going to the strip club. Nothing but blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls, and they're just eating it for lunch. Dude. They had a great time.
That's so cool, man. Just like take it. That'd be such a fun thing to do.
It was so cool, dude.
So did you ask them, or like working with the Japanese? I'm just kind of curious about that. Like, did you ask them at all? Like, what is their culture like? You know, because clearly from World War II.
Yeah.
Samurai, and hundreds of years before that.
Yeah.
Samurai, warriors.
Yeah.
World War II happens. They get, obviously the atomic bomb. They go, I don't want to say they get neutered, but they essentially get neutered.
Yeah.
Kind of. You know, they tame everything down. And now they're kind of, you know, some people have been like looking at them in the last few months and years, been like, let's get the Japanese. Let's get
let's
them
rev
built.
them up.
You know what? Everyone's paid their dues. Let's
Yeah.
let's pump up the Japanese a bit, because they have like this insane warrior culture. What was it like then? Yeah, in like 2015, you know, these guys are you know, like how did they feel about stuff? You know, are they like ready to rock and roll? I mean, you know, like what's their
They're all really tame.
yeah.
They're all just very go with the flow. Like they're still very orderly. Like when we brought them back to the barracks, we had to carry them, and it was nothing but like young Japanese soldiers that were sleeping, and the senior guys are throwing up in the hallways and shit like that, and some young Japanese soldier in his tighty whities is mopping it all up. So they're all very orderly, and they still had that kind of command structure of like, okay, the senior guys go out and do their thing, and if you're a lower enlisted, you fucking stay where the fuck you're told.
So it's almost like opposite.
Yeah.
Whereas like Americans are like all the younger enlisted do degenerate shit.
Yeah.
And then the senior guys have to take care of them. you
Yeah.
know? So it's like the opposite. So they're like, oh, you don't get to do this stuff till you're
No, not at all.
your E78 type stuff. Wow. Okay.
We didn't really get to go into any of the culture. I wish I could have. I wish I could find one of their business cards just to like reach out and like talk to them. Because I mean, there's so much to admire about the Japanese warrior culture.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
It's just, I mean, just like the Taliban, like, hey, we hate you, but there's a respect of like, okay, you're picking up your rifle to fight for what you believe in. Same with the Japanese, like they're fighting for what they believed in. So there's that mutual respect.
Yeah, well, it's also too, I think, because it's been obviously like 80 odd some years, and it's also kind of like the way they are on the world stage. You know, like what is the Japanese? You know, because they are prim proper, they don't like to ruffle feathers. But I'm wondering what their military is like. You know, like how they're feeling these days. Or like, hey man, we might start getting the ball rolling again, and they should. I think they should. I'm like, you know what? We could use another, and they would be complete allies. Like that's
they're
what,
homies.
That's why I'm also like, dude, let's let the homies buck.
Yeah,
like let's let them loose. Like start pumping that like, you know, military culture motivation.
Yeah,
into
nothing
them,
but
know.
samurai videos.
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, and then
give
just like,
honor to your ancestors.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, half of us have like Japanese shit written out. You know what I mean, or like all sorts of stuff. It's like, dude, yeah, let's bring it back.
Yeah,
but that's cool, man. I didn't know you had those jump wings. That's sick.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
So that's why when we were in Kuwait and they wanted us to do like the German proficiency test, I'm like, fuck that dumb shit. I already got my foreign stuff. And you can only wear one foreign
the
award.
Norwegian exchange.
Yeah, like the Norwegian exchange or stuff like that. I'm like, I don't fucking care about that. I've got my jump wings.
Yeah. That's a big Minnesota one. Minnesota Guards, the Norwegian exchange. Yeah. I always thought that would have been cool, but never. I'm sure it just never presented itself.
Norex would have been cool.
Yeah.
So then we keep on training. Go to JRTC. So that was fun. Fort Polk, Louisiana. So did a month there, which. So we were 3509, and one of the units in Fort Polk, Louisiana for OPFOR is 1509. So our sister battalion. So whenever we go, they were creating memes of like, remember Marvel's Civil War, where it's like Captain America on one side and Iron Man on the other, and they're having like their what the fuck would I say, tan beret? I'm a fucking idiot, dude. They're maroon berets. Yeah. So one is a 1509 beret and the other is a 3509 beret, and they're like Civil War. So we got to chop it up with them, which was fun. Once we returned from that, then we went into like EIB training. So that was a lot of fun. I had failed my first go around at EIB. And again, at this point, I was kind of a shitbag soldier. So take that for what you will. And my company commander didn't really like me. So we were training up for EIB. He's like, Griebenow, why the fuck are you even here? Like, you're not going to pass. Like, okay, here we go. So go straight through, finish EIB. I'm at the ceremony, and they're like, who do you want to pin you? I was like, I want Captain so-and-so to pin me. And he was the one that was like, you're not going to make it. So that was fun.
That's awesome. Yeah, your EIB. Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah.
And then so what? I mean, you know, what kind of led you? I mean, how long were you up there for?
I was up there for 2.5 years. Usually, it was a 3-year stint. They wanted you to be there for 3 years. Due to a reenlistment error, when I was in Fort Drum, they didn't put in the correct paperwork. So I got like 6 months off my contract. So I was there for 2.5 years, and then I got out. My dad had passed at that time, so I had a lot of stuff to work on at home. So I was like, And I was done with the barracks life. I fucking hated it up there. So like, fuck this, I'm out. They had been training up for their deployment, or they had just started getting word about a deployment. And they're like, Griebenow, come on, you want to go? I'm like, no, man. Like, I'm not gonna stick around for a maybe deployment.
Yeah, that's tough, especially those years. You know, it's like, you might go back. I don't know.
Yeah, and it was a year out for deployment. I'm like, I'm not sitting around here for a year.
And then you got to do the deployment. Then you got to time back. So you're looking at like 2.5 years still.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm out. So packed up, drove down from Alaska back to the lower 48.
Hell yeah, man.
And then I went to the Minnesota National Guard.
Minnesota National Guard, that's where we met. Yeah, you were pretty fresh out when we linked up.
Yeah. I only had like a month break in service.
Yeah.
So when I came back, I was like, you know what, screw it. I'll go Minnesota National Guard, go to the recruiter's office. They're like, oh, holy shit. Okay, let's get you going right now. They sent me back up to MEPS. So I went to MEPS. Dude, it was so wild going back to MEPS. Like going into the entryway, and they're like, oh, do the snake, the curling snake, like L formations, just to like get everybody into the entryway. And this civilian woman's like trying to fucking wrangle cats.
Yeah.
I'm like, you fucking right here, you right here, you right here. Just went into NCO mode.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you were prior enlisted? I'm like, yes, I was.
Yeah, that was literally just the last month.
Literally just got out. And I'm in there with a Minnesota wild ball cap and some E4. I was like, take your fucking hat off. I'm like, you don't know who the fuck you're talking to. So I was chirping really hard.
Yeah. Motivated.
Dude,
Yeah.
I chirped really hard at Airborne school too, to throw it back.
Yeah.
We were doing a run, and it's just a bunch of fat fucking E4 and unders. And I was right after deployment, best shape of my life, just insane. And I would pass these kids. And I kept on saying, somebody's not going to make it. Somebody's little heart can't take it. Just chirping really hard. And one of the instructors heard me and tried to chase me. And I was like, I got these wheels, boy.
That's hilarious, bro. Yeah, that's great. So how long did you do in total then on active?
I want to say like 5 years and some change. I came close to like 6 years.
Yeah, because I remember when we met, you were kind of like shy of 6 or something like that. I remember. Yeah.
Signed up, and then at the recruiting station, they're like, okay, we got a E3 slot for you down in like Winona, Minnesota. I'm like, I'm not going down to be a fucking E3. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The dudes keep working. They're like, oh, we have an E5 slot at DHHB. I was like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, I don't know, but do you want to go? I was like, no, better than being an E3. So that's how I ended up with you guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, because our slots kept rotating. Yeah, and I don't remember who we lost. Cher. Travis Cher.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he went to another unit. He picked up his 6 or something like that.
I only had a few months with Travis.
Yeah, and I think it was a swap or something. Then you guys came in. Yeah. Or you came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, you came in like AT, wasn't it? Or did you do one? You did like one.
We were
before
at
AT.
the Arden Hills location.
Yeah.
And did that. And then I think we came close up on AT.
Something like that. Yeah.
To Atterbury, probably.
Yeah, Atterbury, something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember that's the first. Yeah. I think if I remember correctly. Yeah. It's called kind of a blur.
Yeah, dude, all a blur. And then working with the computers, learning a whole new system. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, I hated that. I was a slacker. Yeah.
And none of it we used on deployment in Kuwait.
No, well, I got pushed over to PSD.
Yeah.
So yeah, fast forward. Now we're kind of like, we'll talk about the riots.
Okay.
Yeah. You brought that. I totally blanked on that. Yeah, well, let's cover that.
Okay.
And I know we've been wanting to talk about this for a long time. Yeah, yeah. So we'll fast forward to.
Yeah, we'll skip
forward.
the deployment.
We'll skip the deployment. Yeah. And I mean, it was fun.
It was fun.
We didn't do much, but it was fun. It was a good deployment. So we went on deployment together in Kuwait. And that was we just collecting paychecks and doing stupid shit.
Good time. Sorry, I was trying to pull up notes because we'd been preparing this for a while.
Yeah.
And I kept reaching out to my buddies like, what did I miss from the riots?
Yeah.
So I was in both riots.
Let's kick
So we'll
it.
start with George Floyd.
Yeah, Floyd riots. Yeah. So be end of May, June.
Yeah, end of May.
2020.
Yep.
So let's kick that off.
So I left DHHB and I went to one of the 194 Cav to take up an E6 slot. So I was a squad leader there, and then I think it was like maybe night 5 of the riots.
How did you guys get activated though? Like, let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
Because I got activated later.
Yeah.
And yeah, how did that all? Yeah.
So I had been watching the riots like every night, and I think like night 3 or 4, they're like, okay, like we might get called up, and then I think like day 5 or 6, like 9 a.m. I was like still a little buzzed.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, get up to Camp Ripley, and I was like, fuck, okay. So I bum rushed up there, got up to Camp Ripley. We started getting briefings and started getting our weapons. We got our magazines. We got one full magazine.
Yeah, dude. What was that like? Because I have my own story on that. So yeah, what was that like? Getting live ammunition.
It was so wild. Like you imagine doing all this stuff outside Oconus, but you never imagine doing it at Conus. So we were getting briefed, and the command staff is like, hey, like if you don't feel comfortable doing this, like just raise your hand, and we'll just take you off. We had a few kids that are like, all right, I can't do this. And one of my soldiers, he came up to me. He's like, Sergeant Griebs, like, if I don't make it, just tell my family I did really well. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude, you fucking nerd. Like, you're going to be fine. Like, hey, I grabbed my squad. And I was like, hey, nobody fucking shoots.
Yeah.
I am the only person that can shoot. I don't care if you have a fucking gun pointing at you. I'm the only one with command and control of this. Like, I'm not trusting you fucking idiots. So that was a funny thing. Like, everybody thought that they were going to Afghanistan. And it was just going to be insane. So we started packing up and we started heading out that very night. So we drove down to the cities. And it was weird going down 35 and seeing like the big state dumpster trucks and like the salt trucks like blocking off like exit and on ramps just for us to go through. So it was really odd. It's just a weird experience. And we staged at a National Guard training center in like downtown Minneapolis, and that's where we stayed. And we slept on the asphalt and the concrete floors. And then, before the DC bullshit where everybody got pissed off that people were sleeping in like parking ramps.
Something like that. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Was this before the big night that like they burned everything down?
This was after.
Right after?
Yeah, right after.
Okay.
And then we went out and we shut down 35W. So I remember like being underneath one of the bridges while the city's burning, and I can see fucking ash.
Yeah.
And there's like maybe one or two cars, and we've got we take our weapon mounted lights off, obviously, because we're not just gonna fucking point an M4 at somebody. We're just hitting these cars with lights like move over, and they're all getting ready for like inspections. Like, okay, are you gonna inspect my vehicle? I'm like, no, get the fuck out of here, go home.
Yeah.
Stay off the roads. So it was wild, just like shutting down highways, like major highways that I drove to get here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I was right underneath that bridge. And I remember the smell of the city burning. So later on that night, we moved to I always forget the secondary airport. That's more on the St. Paul side. It's a little tiny one. And then we picked up, I think like the lieutenant governor or something like that, and then escorted them back to some facility. And then,
because you guys were patrolling Minneapolis though, right?
Yeah, we were patrolling.
Yeah. Like on foot?
Yep. So we started doing security for the governor's mansion.
Okay.
So a lot of the protests were going to Governor Walz's mansion, and we were just the outer cordon. So we had our pepper spray. I got pepper spray. I got riot shields. I had everything. And we're essentially just securing the street, allowing movement to go through.
Yeah.
And people are just fucking staring at us. It's just nuts. And people are talking shit. Like, I remember one of my soldiers, some guy was riding a moped and back and forth talking shit to us. And he's like, you look like a swimmer. Like, why is that an insult? What are you doing, you weirdo?
You fucking weirdos. Yeah.
So essentially we were doing that. And then that's when we started noticing the independent news media. I do quote unquote news media because they're not really unbiased in that, so to speak, especially you, Unicorn Riot.
Yeah.
I have my bone to pick with you. I'll get into that later. So essentially they're filming us, trying to get hit pieces of like, oh, why are you here? Like, how do you feel about this? And it's dumb Joe's like, oh, like, have a great day.
Yeah.
And the journalist's like, what do you mean a great day? Like, people are dying. The
they
cops
try to
are
do
killing
that shit.
people. They tried doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Like, shut your fucking mouth. I had all my soldiers sling their weapons to the rear. Like, keep your fucking hands off your handguard and everything. Like, do not pose any threatening. You just don't threaten anybody. Like, just look very docile. And it's so weird to say that. Like, we always go out to look threatening, to intimidate, so that we create that posture of like, okay, don't fuck with us.
Yeah.
And now we're doing the exact opposite. So it just so out of our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
It was insane. And then as the protests, the more formal protests started coming through, I had never experienced this before, but you can point out professional protesters. Like, you can see them in a crowd and you can point them out. And I was like, that's a paid protester. That's a paid protester. That's a paid protesters. Because you see them moving this stream of people in such a way, you're like, oh, you're manufacturing this. And it was just so wild to see that.
In like real time.
Yeah. And then they're the ones being extreme agitators to us. And then they bring a few like civilians along and try and get them ramped up. And then they'd step back and like let it go without really including themselves in the agitation just to kind of distance themselves.
Yeah.
So that was so wild to see.
Yeah.
It was insane. And then later on that night, they'd obviously done the curfew. And we had been briefed prior to that there were extremists running around. One supposedly had a V-bid. And that was from the FBI. So I was like, oh my God, dude. I remember I had quit smoking when I was down there. I was like freaking out. I was like, dude, I need a cigarette. Like, all right, back in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And then there'd been claims of white supremacists running around with AK-47s and shit like that. We did have that one nutso Antifa guy come up from Texas and shoot up the MPD. Was it the 3rd precinct, I believe?
Really?
Yeah, and he got caught. I kind of found out all this later on.
Yeah.
But there were some valid claims to all this. So we are in a parking lot next to the governor's mansion, and 2 buildings over, there is a bank, and there's just a car sitting there with its lights on for like 30 minutes, like just idling there. And it's just me and another E5. Everybody else is sleeping. I'm like, the fuck's going on? Like, why are you, like, there's a curfew. Like, why are you just sitting here for so long? And then I never learned about auditory hallucinations until way after learning about like my PTSD and stuff like that. This could have been it, could have been something else, but I swear on my life, I heard an AK-47 racking.
Yeah.
I heard it chambering around.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I hear that, the car starts coming towards us, cutting around the corner, coming towards us. I'm like, okay, game on.
Yeah.
Lock, load, chamber, and I fucking throw that fucker on fire, on semi. And I'm like, stop the fucking car, or I'm gonna fucking blow your brains out.
Yeah.
So I just exuded as much hostility and threatening force as I could just to get them to fucking stop. Because I mean, it could have been a car full of kids, for all I fucking know. And all the occupants slide their hands outside the windows, and they start saying, "We don't want no smoke. We don't want no smoke."
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, turn the fuck around. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Turn around. They start heading out. And they're like, "Oh, have a good night, sir." I'm like, "Yeah, you too." Just like the switch was just insane. And everybody from one of the 194 is like, "Dude, you had a nutso switch." Yeah.
Well, you need to. Yeah.
But little did I know, everybody else woke up from me screaming, and they all started getting ready too.
Yeah. You imagine just guys get online.
Just a bunch of dudes getting online.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck, dude, like, you can't be doing this out there. Like, everybody thought that it was a game. Like, oh, it's just a curfew.
Yeah,
No, well,
at that point they had burned down Lake Street. So you got activated, because I got activated the next morning.
Yeah.
Probably like around 11 or something, after they had burned Lake Street down. Yeah.
To kind of show to the audience how wild it was. You remember Dr. Christopher Seimer, who I wanted on the podcast. I was just talking to him yesterday.
Yeah, still got to have him on. Yeah.
Got to have him on. He was speaking about, he was in downtown Minneapolis, and where he lived, there was a bunch of Antifa guys in the back alley loading up their vehicle with propane tanks because they were trying to hit gas stations to stir it all on fire.
Yeah.
So like, it was no joke. Like, there was Antifa running around with propane tanks trying to set stuff on fire. I came across a lot of burning dumpsters that they tried to like shove into buildings.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's a lot of stuff that doesn't get reported on. And we were there.
Yeah.
And we had guys, we were at back at headquarters, we were at Rosemount. And the guys that lived in Minneapolis, their wives and were calling them and being like, hey, there was weapons caches, and as Molotov cocktails and shit like that in crates, like small crates, just like littered through the back alleyways. And if people aren't like, if you're listening, Minneapolis has this, they have the irregular street, and then in front of your house is just the two-way street. And then on the back side of your house, it typically is separated with a garage. So you have like a yard in your garage, and there's a single, basically, alleyway, or enough to get a car through. That you then park your vehicle in the back, in your essentially garages behind your house. And these back alleyways were covered with weapons caches.
Yes.
No one talks about, and like I said, it's like crazy how much more it could have escalated. I mean, they burnt the precincts. They were shooting at people. People don't even know that people are getting shot at. No. Like, legitimately had been getting shot at.
Yeah.
Cops, our friends that were cops, were like, it was a miracle that no one was killed.
Yes.
That like as cops, they were rolling like 2-3 cars deep, like loaded to bear, and they were getting shot at. Like no one talks about that. Like how violent and crazy it actually gotten, and how worse it could have been.
Yes.
Like it was crazy. It was really bad. And on top of it, it could have gotten even worse. So, because I know they had burned down Lake Street, and that was the final straw. And then they were like, we got activated, and I was wondering, what your experience was like being, activated?
Yeah.
Or like stuff that you guys ran into.
Sorry, I'm just trying to go through the notes. So I'll skip to after the governor's mansion. Are you familiar with the Ramsey County Court building downtown St. Paul area?
Not really, but go ahead.
So we were guarding that facility because there was a protest there, and we wanted to make sure that nothing happened because obviously, again, there were threats that there's white supremacist groups running around, possibly trying to kill people. So we set up ourselves just in case anybody tried to ram into the protest and kill people. So we had our individual Joes kind of securing around the initial perimeter, and then me and another E5, we were doing a longer perimeter outside, and we had been in contact with the St. Paul bomb squad, and we had their direct line of everything. And if we saw anything, any state out of state plates or any vehicles with no plates, pulled it. We pulled the tow, or we got the tow company, we pulled the bomb squad, and we inspected. And we just did that around the entire square. And there are people coming up to us saying, "Oh, I saw white supremacists and they were being violent. I saw this, I saw that." It's hard to parse out what was really true of it all, but people thought that it was true. So everybody was really elevated, and they really thought either like left-wing groups were running around causing violence, or right-wing groups were running around causing violence. So
that's wild time.
Yeah, dude. And then moving on to that. Is my beef with Unicorn Riot. So I had been doing my perimeter security, and a man came up to me. And he had his phone right up in my face, and he was recording me. And he said, "Man, what are you doing here? Like, why are you putting property over people's lives?" Like, well, sir, our directive is lives, property, and reinstill civic order. Like, man, you gonna put civic order above my life? I'm like, no, sir, you did not hear me correctly. I said lives, property, reinstill civic order. He's like, man, you on bullshit. He later goes on, and Unicorn Riot, a local journalist, starts speaking to him. And the guy who was talking to me is like, hey, man, they're talking about putting people's property over lives. Man, we need a revolution. All this other bullshit. I later came to find out, because I went back through the video, this guy had a T-shirt on, which was "Revolution is the Only Way." I found out that it links to a communist organization in Chicago. With a whole podcast and of everything, and they espouse revolutionary ideas and everything. So they essentially tried to entrap me. And I'm like, no, I'm not falling for this. Like, I know. I have my political science degree. I know when you're trying to fucking swap roo on me. So that was another wild thing. And then there was people in the crowds with like Letterman jackets, like "I love cocktail parties," and it has a Molotov cocktail on it. So there's anarchist groups running around and everything like that. I saw news crews with, let's say, bulges on the right side. So obviously some sort of undercover organizations pretending to be journalists. So it was just on all sides. It was just insane.
It was chaos. It was a wild time. I remember all that. And I went down to help clean up after they had burned down Lake Street, and I was like, dude, this is just like Iraq. There was like vehicles burned to the ground. The buildings were burnt. Like, they were just, it was like a vacant lot that's just completely in ashes, and it's like, oh, well, that's gone. And I'd lived in that area for a few years, and so it was just crazy seeing all that happen. But yeah, man, so we had that one happen. Is there anything else? You got a bunch of notes.
The only other thing was there were Antifa safe houses around the metro. So they had people living in apartment complexes during the day, going out at night to riot and shit like that.
Which makes sense. That's not shocking.
And then during kind of like the climax, we were shutting down the bridges to and from St. Paul into Minneapolis just to reduce the freedom of maneuver for Antifa cells. So that was wild, shutting down bridges and like people trying to get to their homes, like, find another way around.
Yeah, figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
So that's kind of like the first riot.
Yeah, and then you did the second riot, and I was there for that second one as a media person.
Media.
I
quote
was.
unquote.
Got some cool shots here and there. I knew you were there too. I was like, oh, it was definitely the second time around. Everyone was a little bit more prepared. Like it was, more journalists came. Everyone was a little bit more, I don't say formal, but there was a bit more formality to it, and yeah. It's exciting though. I get why people are conflict journalists or whatever. Like, I was waiting for you guys to like throw bangers. Like, it's gonna be awesome, and I'm like in the crowd, like waiting for you guys to throw bangers. Like, this is gonna be an awesome shot. This is great. It's great. Yeah.
The second night was pretty good. I don't know if you were there the second night.
I don't remember. I know we did get hit with not tear gas. What do we call it?
CS gas.
CS gas. We got there's a few bangers. I don't know if that was the second night or not, to be honest with you. I don't remember. Yeah. So what was your experience then on that second? So what happened the lead up to that?
So lead up. So because of the year gap in between, I'm a political science junkie. I love my stuff. So I had been tracking the riots in Portland with the federal buildings there and Bortak defending it. So I had been watching their TTPs for Antifa. So they had been utilizing high-powered lasers to blind Bortak agents, essentially, which is insane. Yeah. So they're just blinding these people. They're trying to blind helicopters so they have freedom of maneuver. They're creating SOP books that are in the vein of like D&D novels. So you have your fire magicians or the people that are throwing Molotov cocktails. You have the healers, and then they have entire op board of like who goes where and how you operate, which is insane.
Yeah.
They'd also been doing. Everybody always says, "Oh, fireworks aren't dangerous. Oh, it's just at the protest they're just throwing fireworks at people. Nobody's going to get hurt." They had been embedding nails and screws into some of those larger mortar fireworks, and actually been hurting federal agents with fragmentation, which was insane. So I'd been watching all of this, taking notes, and then as soon as we get the call for Dante Wright, I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm somewhat prepared." Go up, we get our teams, we start getting our equipment, and we were getting iPro with green lenses. So the green lenses were for the lasers, those high power lasers, so you don't get blinded. So I was like, okay, so somebody has enough intel that they're probably going to use those TTPs here in Minneapolis. I'm like, okay, but they're prepared. So that's amazing. So we go down. My buddy Addison, he did the first night at the Brooklyn. Was it Brooklyn Center or Brooklyn Park? I always forget.
Brooklyn Park.
Yeah, Brooklyn Park.
I think Brooklyn. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're
Brooklyn.
right.
We'll say Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Park or Brooklyn Center.
Yeah.
I think it was Brooklyn Park. Might be wrong.
And I have a coin from them. It sucks.
Yeah.
Why do I forget this?
Yeah.
So he went down the first night, and then we had trailed the second night. So getting down, they had already set up double strand wire fence. So one wired fence, a little bit of a gap, and then a second wired fence. So I was like, oh, okay, like this is serious. So we're up in the front. We're with Hennepin SWAT. We're with Ramsey County SWAT. We're with everybody. So it starts hopping and popping real fast. People are chucking bottles at us. I saw somebody throw a cinder block and hit a state trooper in the face.
No shit.
He had the riot shield on, thank God.
Yeah.
But he got smoked. And I saw him a few days later. He came back.
Yeah.
And it was just black and blue. I don't even know how the guy saw, but he came back. I was like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah.
There's dudes in MRAPs hitting people with 40 mic riot rounds and shit like that, throwing bangers. And I'm with my buddy Pete's on one side, and somebody throws a mortar firework right in between us.
Really?
And because I saw the stuff in Portland with the nails embedded in the mortars, I'm like, fuck, dude, this is it. Like, I'm going to get some frag. So I screamed frag and got the fuck down, and the fucking thing exploded. Thank God they weren't fucking stupid enough to put fucking fragmentation in these things. So that was fucking insane.
Yeah.
So it continues to escalate from there. We have dudes on top of the precinct building tapping dudes with riot rounds and everything like that. So it's just madness. There's a police helicopter above us, and dudes are using their high-powered lasers to try and blind the pilots. So it's just absolutely insane. And nothing I say will ever do it justice because of the climate and everything. Yeah.
No, I remember those times, man. And I was out there one of those nights. Black Rifle Coffee had the Coffee or Die magazine, And one of the writers, Mari Scovelin's brother, lived up in Minneapolis at the time, actually in Brooklyn Park, I think, or in that area. He was actually a ambulance medic, or whatever you call him. And so he worked that area for a while. And so, but we went over there and filmed or whatever. And you were up there. I obviously didn't have comms with you, but I was like, okay, cool. And you guys were throwing bangers and CS gas. And then when the gas came in, that's when everyone dispersed. I don't know. You guys might have had a crazier night the night before. But then that night, well, I won't say it was super crazy, but I got enough footage or whatever.
Yeah.
I got CS'd and I was like, all right, cool, we're out. Because we didn't have the masks.
Yeah.
And I actually have that mask. I bought a mask eventually. It came in like a week later after we did all that. So I always held on to the mask.
Oh, dude.
Just in case.
4 nights later, it gets fucking crazy again.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you would have been there for that, just to
What
capture
happened?
that.
Yeah.
So during that night, there had been a plan. Do you remember Major Koplacki?
Yeah.
So at that time, he was Lieutenant Colonel Koplacki, and he had been organizing a lot of the stuff for this. The plan was essentially that State Patrol was going to pull back, local PD was going to pull back, and it was literally just going to be 2 squads of National Guard in front of the PD.
Yeah.
And everybody else was hiding in the back. And the literal objective was to lure people to breach the wire, and so we could envelop them.
Yeah.
So it's a few hundred people, and they are shaking the front fence so much that it's hitting the second and making it dip. I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, if they breach, we've only got 6 riot shields.
Yeah.
I have no baton. I have no CS gas.
Yeah.
No pepper spray. I only have my M4 with fucking 30 rounds.
Yeah.
And if somebody gets a hold of me with that and turns the tables, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, dude. Like, this had me, just because of the workup and like the buildup, it made me more anxious than the car. Just because that was just so instantaneous and everything kicked in. But it's like, fuck, dude, how am I going to navigate like getting people away so I don't have to engage? And how am I going to make sure that I have proper retention of my M4 so nobody gets a hold of it and nobody kills anybody? So that's like what we were like stewing in that for like 30-40 minutes before anything happened. And eventually it became a big nothing burger, thank God.
Yeah.
The Antifa protesters had been running drones that had been encircling the PD, and they knew what we were going to do. So everybody just kind of backed up after that. But it was just nuts. And we had Minnesota PAO filming us. And they were filming us, and they were going up to the crowds, and they were calling us Nazis. I've been called a Nazi so damn much that it's essentially meaningless.
Yeah.
And I got bored, and I was like, just please come up with something else. Please call me something creative.
Yeah.
And I had a completely multi-ethnic squad. Black, Asian, Hispanic, everything. And these poor soldiers are getting called race traitors.
Yeah.
They're being called Klansmen, everything like that. It was horrible. Like, I felt really bad for these soldiers, and one of them left the Minnesota National Guard because of it. He's like, this is hard. So we had a little Asian girl who had been, they thought that she was white, like a little white dude. And they're like, oh, is your little tiny dick going to compensate for something? It's like, you're talking to a little Asian woman. What are you doing? So it was just all that kind of nutty stuff.
Yeah.
And I forget one night, I was looking up my notes.
Yeah.
I was on the roof of the PD, and across the street there was an apartment complex. And we had been watching the apartments, and there had been an inflow of people with rifles. So there was dudes staged across the street with rifles. And I was up there with a few of the Hennepin SWAT guys, and they had all of their less lethal, full lethal, they had the full spectrum, just ready to bang it out. That never came to that, thank God. But I got to see one of the Hennepin SWAT dudes peg a guy running into the apartment complex from like 100 meters away.
Really?
With a fucking 40 Mike less lethal round. It was amazing. And just the guy was shirtless running into the apartment and got fucking pegged.
Yeah.
And then he stumbled into the apartment complex. That was amazing.
That's awesome. Especially it's like 100 yards. That's a long way for those 40
it was
Mike
insane.
That's like a sniper shot at 1,000 yards or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And then earlier that night, because I was watching across the street, there was an adjacent building to my right. It was an apartment complex, and there had been a lot of foot traffic, so it was vans constantly turning, burning, moving cargo into the building. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, they had crates, they had everything. And then right before nightfall, I see them stage in all black gear with press all over. They've got their gas masks on, they've got their milk jugs, they've got everything, they've got their fireworks. I'm like, Jesus, dude, like, this is a full-blown operation. Like, when people say, oh, Soros pays for all this stuff, like, yeah, there has to be some legitimacy to this because it's so well-funded and so organized. It just boggles my mind.
Yeah, that's wild. That's crazy. By the way, milk does work really well.
It does.
It works really well.
And then also Johnson's no-tear shampoo for children.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yep.
No, yeah, I just remember that stuff is wild. And it is kind of crazy to think about all that stuff because, like, I was just like, whatever, those some Alex Jones conspiracy theories with the Soros stuff. And then, like, literally the last, like, 3-4 years, like, they're like, oh, you know, that's all real.
Yeah.
It's all real. And then, like, the Democrats fully embraced it. They're like, oh, no, we did that. Like, we totally did that. You know, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. So the people you call crazy are not like, this is all real. And then everything starts coming out, and then you realize, like, oh, man, like, the stuff that's, like, recently happened too with, you know, with, like, riots or organizations and, like, USAID and, like, oh yeah, like the ICE riots we just had up here.
Yep.
It's like 100%. They're organized, they're backed clearly, you know, and again, Democratic operatives, whatever you want to say, like the signal check groups, the funding, you know, like, it's all real.
Yeah.
Like, this is all real. Like, even Charlie was like, yeah, we just stopped the guy. I was like, why are you here? He's like, oh, I'm here for the ICE riots. Like, who's paying you? Like, he literally, like, as a cop, we're like, why are you, like, you have no job and you're not from here?
Yep.
And you know what I mean? Like, it was very much like, he's like, yeah, I'm here for the riots. Like, yeah, someone paid your way. Like, and so, and it's not even conspiracy theory. No. It's like full on, like, oh no, this is real now. And they've admitted it. So you're like, oh, okay, these guys aren't wrong.
No, our MPD buddy, he was talking to me about they intercepted buses coming up from Texas. It was all just gangbangers that they're shipping up here to cause mayhem.
Yeah, and well, even I remember, during you talk about 2020 or like the first riots or
second round.
Oh, second round. Oh, okay, yeah, and because I know the first round people were coming up and they're like, oh, these are not from here. I mean, there was a lot from Minnesota. I know that they tried pawning it off like it's not the locals. Like, yes, it is. The locals are absolutely causing havoc. But 110%. Yes, there is a lot of people coming in. But let's not kid ourselves. You know, there's a lot of locals that participated in all this bullshit too. So, but no, yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. All right, bro, we're at 155. We're gonna get into exclusive content.
Ooh.
Yeah. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about or plug or
sorry, let me just
before we get into the exclusive content here.
Sorry for the delay, everybody.
No, not at all. Not at all. We know you also have a newborn, so we're keeping things a little tight on this episode. But I'm glad you brought up the 2020 riots, so we talk about that because we want to talk about that for years. Yeah, that's insane. I think a lot of people, and I would love to talk to if there's anybody local too, like that was, because there was intelligence that was, and again, I don't think I imagined this. I remember the state trooper saying that they actually got hit with an IED in Minneapolis.
Wouldn't surprise
me. Yeah, and I could have swore he's like, yeah, there's someone and it hit our car or something like that. One of the state, I was like, did you just say that on live television? Yeah. I don't think I imagined that. Like, sometimes I want to go back and recall some of these. I'm like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know, but I swear to God, I saw that on TV.
One last thing, just kind of give you like the vibe of how it felt. I had people coming up to the fence line screaming, I hope you join the 22 club. So obviously the veteran suicide, 22 suicides a day, just screaming this kind of stuff at me. It was constantly commit suicide. You're a Nazi, commit suicide. And so just to try and like get across like how fucking insane these people were. So
yeah. No, and I think 2020 and then even the ICE riots exposed how crazy the hard left Antifa communists are. You know what I mean? Everybody wants, the January 6th is like, come on, like, let's not kid ourselves here. Like, you can have your, this war about the right wing. Right wing, there's no issue right now. Yeah. Like, let's not play this game. Yeah. And even some of the people that I know that have been Democrats that have gone down and protested, they're like, some of these people are fucking crazy. Like, they're like, these left wing are nutsos. Yeah. Like, and I'm like, I agree with you. Like, I'm glad you kind of see that. And I think that 2020 took a lot of people by surprise on how far people are willing to go.
Yeah.
especially when they get whipped up and how, how crazy they are and how violent they can get.
Yeah.
And no one in there, I shouldn't say sane, but like you talk to people about that, they're like, yeah, that was good or bad. I was like, yeah, no shit was bad. Like, what do you think the Floyd riots were justified? Absolutely not. Like, you can tell that to any Democrat or leftist person's face that has like somewhat reasonable thinking. They're like, yeah, that was bad. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, like it hasn't recovered. Like, what do you think Minneapolis is like? We're on the tipping point right now.
Yeah.
Like Minneapolis is still, you can still go down. It's not like it's San Francisco, but like, it's what does it say? What's the saying? It's all, you slowly go broke or something like that. And then it all happens all at once, it's essentially it's a slow roll. And then suddenly one day you're like, oh, guess we're bankrupt, or I guess we're, we had crackheads jerking off on the corners and shit like that.
Yeah.
So Minnesota's a bit different. We are much smaller. It's a much different type of vibe. But they're trying to head in that direction. We were talking about it the other day, but yeah. And most Minnesotans love Minneapolis. Like it's not a big city. So it's not like you step outside of it, people get normal real quick.
Yeah.
And even the people in Minneapolis, it's like split. You still have like a lot of rich people in certain blocks. And again, it's not huge. So
no.
It's not a lost cause. Some people like outside Minnesota are like, it's a lost cause. I don't know what's going on. It's like, no,
we're here fighting.
Yeah, we're here fighting. Yeah, it's like it can be very redeemed very quickly.
Yes.
It can be recovered, which we'll see how things go in the midterms. But apparently the GOP and Trump and all them see at Minnesota as play, like legitimately. We'll see. We'll see. But anyways, yeah. Anything else?
No.
Okay, cool. All right. Blake, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
We're gonna do. Where can people find you on your Instas or anywhere else, or your LinkedIn's?
I have an OnlyFans.
That's right, you do. I
actually do have an OnlyFans where I read textbooks and I just talk shit. I haven't updated it in years. If you want to be a real nerd, I have a YouTube channel called Poli Sci Dam on YouTube where I just do anime reviews.
Nice.
That's it.
You still do that? You doing that?
Yeah, I need to get better about it.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Tell me that shit. Plug that. Go check out. What's it called?
Poli Sci Dam.
Well, I'm gonna collab with you on all these videos, so you'll at least have a collab. All right, cool, dude. Hell yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn. Like you have kids and shit, man. I don't know what's going on with your life. All right, yeah, that's good. All right, well, I'll collab with you next. So go check that out. And we're gonna move over to like and subscribe for the channel for Into the Breach. That always helps us. If you want to get exclusive content, go to YouTube membership page, Spotify exclusive content, Patreon, and go check out Vet TV. Also the discount code will be at the beginning of this episode, and check out Nine Line Apparel. And thank you for tuning in. If you're a subscribing member, go ahead. We are about to start the exclusive content. Thanks for joining us.